Hello viewers, here is a Kenmore branded dehumidifier. This was a trash find. It probably does not work, would be my guess, because it was set out next to the box of a new one. It could be something stupid like the coil is just blocked up with dust and so it's not working anymore. Or it could also be that it was leaking water, because it appears as though they made an attempt to use the continuous drain but did not set it up anywhere near correctly. I grabbed it because it does have 22 in it, so if nothing else we can recover about 8 ounces of R22, which is getting extremely expensive. And it's got a high capacity at 70 pints. So if I could get this thing to run again, this will be the most powerful dehumidifier that I have. I am pretty familiar with these units. My uncle has one which I've serviced a number of times. It's a very similar make. It's not the exact same model. His is the LG brand, which I believe is what built the compressors for these things. I've never been too fond of LG equipment, but these did seem to last a decent amount of time. Let's go ahead and turn this thing around and take a look at the back. Yeah, it is the LG compressor. And the model number of the compressor is unknown. Unless is that it there? I don't know. Oh, China. Doesn't look like anything is burnt in there. The fan in these is one of those like centrifugal blowers. It's very noisy. And I believe it's powered by a simple shaded pole motor. The rare variety with ball bearings, in fact. So let's go ahead and plug this thing in and see what it does. I'm just going to take this out for now because that was not installed correctly anyways. They were definitely using it because there's all sludge in there, condensate sludge, but it was not set up properly. It very well could be this is the reason why they tossed it out. Very well could be. Alright, let's plug this into the kilowatts meter here. Over to amps. It just beeped to acknowledge, I guess, that it got plugged in. I don't know. Really not fond of Digitan controls because they do a lot of things that just are not necessary. Okay, let's turn this on. It says on. There it goes. We appear to have a fan failure. It's only pulling 3.4 amps. I bet there's no charge in there. Oh, no, I hear it. I hear gas going through there. I'll let it build pressure for another minute or two, and then we'll see what we hear. This is very loud. It's all just rattling. I'm hearing the gas flowing, so maybe it does have a charge still. It's just a fan motor. I can fix that. That's easy. My concern would be, however, the most likely when the fan failed, the thing wasn't discovered and shut off immediately. It probably ran like this for an extended period of time. So we'll have to make sure that it didn't do any damage to the compressor. Could have been slugging liquid for a long time. Who knows? The vane is very chattery, but it's old. It's got a lot of hours on it. You know, it's set for continuous use, so it ran continuously for a long time. This probably dates back to the... There it goes. Now it's starting to quiet down as the head pressure builds up. This probably dates back to the early, mid-2000s, somewhere in that range. Starting to sound a little bit better. It's definitely tired, that's for sure. Let's see what the charge is like. That's got no charge in there. That was just air moving out. No, that's all that was. That was just air hissing in the evaporator chamber. So that's it. There's no charge in there. See if I can get this front cover off just to confirm, but I'm almost completely certain that there is no refrigerant left in there. Oh, there's two screws at the bottom. Coil's not all that dirty considering the filter. Which is now on the floor. Jeez, it doesn't even look like it's all that rusty. No. This was definitely towards the end of what was acceptable. This is there's nothing in here. No charge at all. Absolutely no charge in there. Nothing. Oh well. No loss, no gain. A little bit of rust in there, but nothing major. Oh well. Not much we can salvage from this as far as parts go. I'll keep the bucket perhaps, that could be useful, but if the fan motor is busted then there's nothing there. So I guess we'll just get a good power cord out of it. Disappointing, but I'm not totally surprised. I figured there probably was something wrong with it. I tend to doubt that there is, but let's take a look in the back and see if there's any parts that would be worth salvaging out of here. I doubt it, because if the fan motor is busted, that's really the only thing I can think of. These are good screws, I guess. Yes, I am being careless and all those tabs just broke. Oh well. Huh, the motor is still free. I wonder why it failed. What's this? It's dusty. Oh, there's the fan. I guess we could hold on to that. I don't know if I'll have a use for that, but I guess it's kind of a cool fan. It's a little squeaky. I wonder if it did lock up and blow the fuse. Yeah, maybe I'll try to get that motor out of there. Perhaps I could repair that motor. Got a good capacitor, probably could keep that. This is a 35. Yeah, that's useful. It's probably everything that's worth taking off there. Now, I guess it's irrelevant at this point. We'll just cut this out. Not really sure what I would ever use this for, but I'm kind of inclined to keep this control board in that, because that could be used again. Well, I was just, perhaps before I cut the wires off, could have been used. Yeah, it's not worth the time. If I was going to use something like this, I would probably convert it to manual controls anyways. That connector is good, I'll keep that. The rest is going in the bin. Okay, I guess this can go in the bin too. Get rid of that. This is probably a defrost sensor. That could be used in something else if I can get it out. Not sure I'm going to be able to get it out. More hassle than it's worth. Alright, let's see. Let's see if I can get that fan motor out of there. Actually, I probably could get it out now. The wire is free. How does it screw on? Oh, it screws on from the back. Are you serious? For real? Okay, now we can get to the fan motor. It's got a nice mount and everything. I'll take that whole mount out of there. I thought that this would have ball bearings, but it does not. The one my uncle has does have ball bearings. Curiously enough, this appears to have an oil port on it. It looks to me like an oil port in there. It's definitely dry, so it could have locked up at some point, and this could have been a failure of the unit. That would not be super surprising to me. Alright, what else have we got here? A bit of wire here. Going through here. No way. Okay. And here's the power cord. Definitely want to keep that. I'd like that bucket full switch out of there too. That I could probably use somewhere. Not sure if this is easily removed. Let's see. Can't tell if this is coming off or if it's just spinning on there. There we go. There's the bucket full switch. Probably could reuse this in something else. Yeah, still should work. Okay, I think that's pretty much everything that's of use. Oh, the casters. Do these come off? pretty dirty. I think they still work. Let's see if I can get this to come off relatively easily. Okay, there's one. Two. Three. And four. Those need to be cleaned, but they're still totally usable. Okay. I guess these are useful, these compressor terminals. Oh, there's our leak right there, probably. Oh no, that's the thermal overload. That seems to be fine. I don't know where the leak is then. Actually, the thermal overload probably is still good as well. These are on there pretty good. This definitely got hot at some point, which is normal. If there's no refrigerant in there, that's to be expected. It's like welded on. Oh, jeez. Terminals are just bending, they're not even coming off. There we go, that came off. And there's that. Gasket's broken. It's not going to be useful. Okay. So that's good. And that's pretty much it. Let's take the compressor mount studs. Could possibly reuse that on a vintage machine. it's glued onto the bottom. It's not a bolt. That's as far as we're going to bother with that. I wonder if these isolators could come off. Probably be the only last thing I'm interested in here. Nope, those are not interested in coming off, apparently. Oh, there we go. Those are good still. I'm cheap enough to reuse those. I'm only being this aggressive with it because I know the charge is empty. You couldn't do this if the charge was full. Well, you could, it would just be foolish. Okay, I would like these, but they're not going to come off of there. More screws on here. Okay, I think that's everything. Everything that I would want off of there. These compressors, they hardly have any weight to them. They're not. This is too small to be worth cutting up and taking the windings out. It's only a rotary, so there's not a whole lot of material in there. Well, that's it for this one. Disappointing it didn't work. I'm not going to sit here and try to find a leak in this thing. It's not worthwhile. And the rest of this will just go to the scrap. So let's see what we got out of this thing. We're going to keep. We got a bunch of short wire, a compressor overload, a set of casters, a set of compressor mounts, some good nuts, good power cord. Definitely can reuse this. We got a VM blade, switch, 35 microfarads capacitor, but make sure that's discharged. Yes, it is. Some wire, a shaded pole motor with a mount that may or may not be able to be repaired, and a whole bunch of screws. So, not a loss. I mean, didn't pay anything for it, so if it doesn't work and it's not reparable, then who cares? Got a couple of good parts and a video, so for free, that's good enough. Probably wasn't the most exciting video out there, but admittedly I was expecting to be able to repair it. I was not expecting it to have been leaked out. But that probably can be contributed to the fan failure. So, oh well. I think it was somewhat of a piece of junk to begin with anyways. Probably one of the very last units to utilize 22.